Hey everyone, Chris Archer here. I just wanted to take a minute to talk to you about child support. It's an issue that comes up in just about every contested case that I have dealing with children. Parents want to know whether or not they're paying the correct amount or receiving the correct amount. And I think the best thing that you can do to know the answer to that question is to have at least a basic understanding of how the child support number is derived. And so in South Carolina, we have guidelines that are put out by the Department of Social Services. They're based on what we call the income shares model, which looks at the parents' combined monthly income to determine a basic child support obligation. And so what I've done here is I've actually printed off a sheet from those guidelines and want to walk through it with you for just a minute so that you can understand how the court looks at these things. So the first thing we look at is the parent's combined gross income, and that's the number that you'll find here. The guidelines go from $750 a month worth of combined income all the way up to $360,000 a month of combined income. And then we look at the number of children that the parties share. So column 1 here would be 1 child, column 2 would be 2 children, so forth and so on. And in each square here, that tells us the amount of the basic child support obligation that that child would be entitled to. So for example, if the parties earn a combined gross income of $6,200 per month and they share 1 child together, then that child is entitled to $859 in basic child support. But that's not the end of the calculation. So we then have to look to what each parent contributes proportionally to that combined gross income number. And I know that's a mouthful, so let me break it down a little bit as best I can. If, for example, the parties earn a combined gross income of $10,000, for example, to use an easy number, and the father contributes 60% of that combined gross income, so the father earns $6,000 a month, then he would pay 60% of whatever that basic child support obligation is. So in this example, assuming $859 is the basic support obligation, then the father would pay 60% of that $859. Now, it's important to note that there are 2 big figures that are not included in the guidelines, and that is the amount for work-related daycare costs and the amount paid for health insurance premiums for the children. Those are dealt with outside of the guidelines, but using the same formula. So if health insurance premiums are $100 per month, then the father would pay 60% of that health insurance premium. Similarly, for work-related daycare costs, if they're $500, for example, then the father would pay 60% of those costs as well. And those would be in addition to the basic support obligation set forth in the guideline. So we can use the tables to determine these amounts, but there's also a calculator that we can use, and I have a software that I use, but there's a free calculator that you can access online, and I want to let you know where that is. You can go to www.state.sc.us/DSS/CSED, and you'll see a banner on the right where you can choose calculator, and you can go into this calculator and input the numbers for your case, your income, and the other parent's income numbers, how many children you're supporting, daycare costs, health insurance premiums, and it will give you a number, and that will be a good estimate for what you could expect to pay or receive as far as child support goes. Again, that website is www.state.sc.us/DSS/CSED. You can also find that just by Googling SCDSS child support calculator. It'll get you there. But you can go in there, like I said, and put in the inputs for you and get a good idea of what you can expect as far as child support goes. If you have any questions about child support, calculation, or anything else, feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call at the office. I'm happy to talk to you, happy to answer your questions. If I can't help you, I can point you in the direction of someone who can. So just thought that would be some useful information for you as far as child support goes. Have a great day. Thanks.